Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to Financial Fitness. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. In this video, I'll be talking about various different robo-advisors and their various pros and cons as platforms to potentially invest your money. Let's get right into it. If you're just getting started with investing, the first thing you'll have to do is decide what platform to use and what to invest in. There are online discount broker-dealers like E-Trade, Fidelity, and Charles Schwab, where you can go to manage your investments entirely by yourself through normal brokerage accounts or advisory accounts, where they can put your money into their proprietary system to manage it for you, mostly on autopilot, and probably give you a reminder to check how your portfolio is doing every year. Robo-advisor platforms that are completely digital have recently been created over the last several years, where you as the client don't deal with any real person to bring the cost of investing down for you. There are several robo-advisors to choose from, and I've researched robo-advisors for a little while in case I ever wanted to take a step back from managing my own investments, and I wanted to share them with you. Full disclosure that this is not a sponsored video. These are a mix of my opinions and indirect experiences with these various robo-advisor platforms. I have not used any of these personally, but I wanted to bring awareness to these platforms for anyone starting to invest that either needs guidance on where to begin their investment journey or don't feel like they have the time to manage their money themselves. These platforms will likely make changes over time, and any specifics I mentioned could change if and when you decide to open your account. Please do your own research to stay current on features, investment strategies, fees, and investment options for any platform or robo-advisor you ultimately choose. My personal favorite out of the bunch I'm talking about today is TitanVest, but they go by the name Titan. I think this aligns closest with how I invest currently and my risk tolerance, except that with Titan, it will be actively managed on its own after completing a risk assessment with no other input from the investor after depositing money to invest. They are trying to bring hedge fund style investing to an average investor, which is widely unavailable typically given high minimum deposit requirements and high fees. Their flagship strategy is unique in that they invest your money into 20 large cap stocks and also a customized hedge depending on market conditions to actively manage risk. They try to focus on outperforming the S&P 500 within a 3 to 5 year time horizon. As an additional bonus, the platform provides the investor some research if they choose to read it to learn about how the stocks in their portfolio are being picked. Based on their investment strategy, it seems more risky than a typical robo-advisor. Their active management style combined with only investing in 20 stocks at a time lends itself to not being quite as diversified as others that may include index investing, fixed income, or other asset classes like real estate. But in my opinion, as an aggressive investor, I don't really like to diversify myself out of gains too much, which is what happens sometimes by bringing the level of risk tolerance down in other investment platforms and strategies. You're mitigating the amount of potential swings in portfolio value or losses by diversifying. So if you are risk averse, this platform is probably not for you. I recommended this to my friend and he's been doing well within Titan since 2018, even in spite of what happened to the stock market at the end of 2018 and during the massive sell-off in March of 2020. His portfolio was down less than the indexes for most of this year and matched the indexes or beat them during the recovery. Here is the relative performance he had since he had started investing in TitanVest up until August 12, 2020. Keep in mind, this performance may not predict future performance, but it does show how effective their investment strategy is given that time frame. They also have a low minimum to start investing, which is $100 as of 2020. They also have another similar strategy for 20 mid-cap and small-cap stocks called Titan Opportunities. They also offer an incentive as long as your account is funded to refer friends to Titan. For each friend you invite, they discount 25 basis points or 0.25% for both you and your friends' lifetime management fees as long as they deposit money to invest, which means if you invite 4 friends, you get your investments managed for free. This is the current 2020 referral program, which is subject to change in the future. M1 Finance. M1 Finance stands out for a couple reasons. What makes it stand out is that you can pick your investments like you would in a normal brokerage account and set the asset allocation percentages, but M1 manages it for you. This is ideal for investors that have some knowledge about investing and want to be hands-on with managing their money, but may not have the time or discipline to do so themselves. I will point out that there is no risk assessment like on many other platforms because this is meant to be more self-service. It's not meant to be set and left alone entirely. It also allows the purchasing of fractional shares, which can be helpful for investors just starting to invest with as little as $100 for non-retirement accounts or $500 for retirement accounts. But overall, if you're just starting to invest, trying to pick your own investments and stocks, this might not be the robo-advisor for you. Granted, you can pick from a preset allocation, choose to create a socially responsible portfolio or mimic a portfolio like a hedge fund if you choose not to create your own allocation. M1 manages it for you from there to maintain your investment allocation, rebalancing, and dollar cost averaging. Here are some screenshots of the main portfolio screen, which shows you a nice pie chart of your portfolio. Then another of some slices within your portfolio. This one showing growth stocks and another showing dividend stocks. This is what the buying and selling screen looks like if there are any trades that M1 is planning to make. My friend does dollar cost averaging with regular deposits, so you can see the purchases on the left. Here's what the dividend activity screen looks like if you receive any dividends from your stocks. Some odd notes on M1 Finance is that it does not allow you to time when you buy into a particular investment. It executes all of your trades on the following business day shortly after the open of trading around 9:30 to 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Though if you are a long-term investor, this point about timing is not that important, just something I thought you should be aware of. There are no platform usage fees that are charged just to use M1, but they do charge other miscellaneous fees beyond investing. The miscellaneous fees range from wire transfers to account transfers to paper copy fees. M1 Finance is ideal for someone that has some idea of some stocks they might want to invest in, but don't have the time to otherwise manage their investments. Both of the robo-advisors I mentioned are for investors that have some investment knowledge. But what if you're not there yet on your investment journey? These two robo-advisors, Acorns and Stash, would be better options for you. Acorns and Stash I will categorize together as they both are for people just starting out to invest with their first investment account, and they offer very similar options. These two robo-advisors try to solve the first issue that beginners have, which is not saving up enough to even start or continue investing. These platforms encourage the habit of saving by making it automated. Acorns takes the change on your daily purchases and deposits them into your investment account. Stash rounds up your purchases to the next dollar, and once those savings get to $5, they are deposited into your investment account. Both allow you to invest automatically based on investment preferences that you set, your risk tolerance, your time horizon, your goals, etc. Though Acorns does a little bit more towards customizing based on your preferences, along with offering lower fee investment options than Stash. Both require very little money to get started, basically $0. They also both work for non-retirement accounts and retirement accounts. As far as investment options, Stash offers more investment choices, but Acorns is slightly better when it comes to fees. Stash offers some individual stocks as options, whereas Acorns offers more low-cost ETFs that include various asset classes. Stash will offer some specialized ETFs like socially responsible investing for investors interested in certain niches. Overall, I'd say lower fees from Acorns in the long run outrank the additional investment options offered by Stash. Remember that lower fees typically lead to more gains. Management fees for both are flat rate, which means the fees are more expensive proportionally when your portfolio is small. Once your portfolio reaches around $5,000 or so, it should even out with the rest of the industry and other robo-advisors mentioned in this video. Acorns costs $1 a month for a taxable investment account and $2 a month for a retirement account. Stash costs $1 a month for an investment account, and for $3 a month, it allows you to open a retirement account. From a fee and investment guidance standpoint, it makes sense to transfer your account to another platform once your portfolio reaches around $5,000 to gain access to more investment options for a relatively similar annual fee, with potentially more guidance once you've reached this point in your investment journey. Betterment and Wealthfront. These two are often compared against each other in terms of relative investment strategy and fees charged. They both charge less than a typical advisory account at 0.25%. The industry average is around 1% for assets under management, or AUM. They are long-term investment-focused robo-advisors that can be completely hands-off for any investor. Since these two created the robo-advisor platform, they offer many of the same features, but have since been working on ways to differentiate from each other. Those differences are what will help you choose which one is better for you. So let's start with Wealthfront. Wealthfront allows you to invest in more real estate options, open 529 college savings accounts, offers a portfolio line of credit, and offers tax loss harvesting for your non-retirement or taxable portfolio. The additional tax loss harvesting feature, Passive Plus, applies to accounts with balances of $100,000 or more. There is also a digital financial planning tool available to any investor with an open account at no extra cost to help investors plan for long-term goals and future financial events like retirement, marriage, purchasing a home, or paying for college tuition. I think realistically, Wealthfront is probably better for most people. When you think about how most people save for retirement, largely it is through a company retirement plan like 401ks or 403bs, but that is hardly enough in many cases unless you've been maxing it out or contributing over 15% of your income for a really long period of time, like 30 years or more. But by investing additional money on top of that, you should consider investing in a non-qualified taxable account as well, which is one of the strong points of Wealthfront, along with their investment options and tax loss harvesting if your portfolio balance is over $100,000. Betterment Premium offers an option to speak to or email certified financial planners for guidance on your portfolio at a higher annual fee and account minimum. Betterment has no required minimum to open an account and allows the purchase of fractional shares. Additionally, it has some tax coordination to optimize tax-efficient investments into non-retirement accounts and less tax-efficient investments into retirement accounts to help grow your money tax efficiently. Betterment also provides the option for charitable giving if you're far enough along into your investment journey to give away shares to a charity. There are also options to allow investors to select socially responsible investments for their portfolio. Keep in mind that socially responsible investing does not necessarily lead to more or less portfolio growth. It's strictly a preference. If you are investing a large amount of money, as in over $2 million, investors get even lower fees. They drop to 0.15% for their digital-only plan or 0.3% for Betterment Premium. My friend put money into Betterment for about a year in 2018, and it put him into way too much fixed income in my opinion, given that he had his risk tolerance set as aggressive and was about 25 years old at the time. Again, that is my opinion. Keep in mind the investment choices can change from year to year, so this is likely not the case anymore in 2020. I haven't had any indirect or direct experience with Wealthfront, so I can't speak to how they might allocate your money. These two robo-advisors are ideal for almost any investor, whether someone is just starting to invest or someone who is experienced that might not have the time to manage their investments. You really can't go wrong with either platform. It largely comes down to preference and what type of account you plan on opening. If you're opening a non-retirement account that is taxable, Wealthfront is probably a better option for you. If you're opening a retirement account, Betterment is probably a better option for you. Ideally, I'd say if you're planning to open accounts on a robo-advisor platform and want to stick to it, then either Wealthfront or Betterment would work for you. Also, if you're transferring your money over from a starter platform like Acorns or Stash, any of the previously mentioned robo-advisors could be a suitable next step for you too, depending on your preference. If the main deciding factor between whether you should use Wealthfront or Betterment is whether you can speak to a financial advisor, you should consider working with an actual financial advisor instead of using any robo-advisor who can manage your investments for you and provide any other advice to you in the future as your needs change. Depending on where you are in your investment journey, whether you want to be really hands-on or really hands-off with your investments, you have several options. Even beyond the robo-advisors that I mentioned here, there will be new ones that get created in the future. Keep your eyes open for what works best for your situation, but based on the ones that I mentioned in this video and for 2020. If you want a robo-advisor where you can be really hands-off, then you should consider Betterment and Wealthfront. If you're looking for returns on your investments at the trade-off of more risk, then TitanVest is the way to go. Even if you might not have enough time to be hands-on with your investments, you have the option to potentially learn on your own time with the research that TitanVest provides if you choose to look through it. If you're just starting to invest with less than $100 to $200, then check out either Acorns or Stash. You can't go wrong with either one if you really want to be hands-on with picking your investments, but may not have enough time to manage any rebalancing. You should consider M1 Finance. If you want something well-rounded, Wealthfront and Betterment are for you. And if you have over $2 million to invest, the lower fees through Betterment might be appealing, although realistically, you probably want a financial advisor at that point. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this video and found it insightful. Click the like button if you did, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notification bell so you can see when I post videos next, and feel free to leave comments, questions, and any topics you might want to hear about in future videos to get on track to being financially fit. See you in the next video.